My best friend died by suicide 1 year ago today. Let's talk about this. Ask me anything.
Do you know why your friend did it? Did she leave a note? How has it impacted your life?
In all honesty, the impact can't even be described in words. She has left a hole in so many people's lives. I still am struggling to accept that I'm never going to hang out with her again. I attribute so much to her. I leaned on her and looked up to her. I laughed with her and I cried with her. One thing I can say definitely is that since her death, I have made a point of getting my life together, and in most things I do, I try to honor her memory and what she was all about. She was a big believer in kindness and doing whatever you can, for whoever might need it. Basically, I learned so much from her when in her time on Earth, but I am still learning things from her, even in her death.
Oh my God. I'm so sorry to hear that. My question is this: how do you cope with the fact that your best friend is gone? I'm asking so just in case I lose someone I'm close to, I won't be sad for so long.
For me, something that helps a lot is trying my best to honor her in any way I can. In a lot of things I do, I try to implement ways in which she would do things, i.e. giving a homeless person whatever change I have, or pushing myself to see the good in people, even when they are being really shit, or just being there for someone in any way I can be, even if it's just to listen to them while they are having a bad day. She was such an amazing person, I honestly looked up to her so much. I'm sorry to say that the pain of losing someone doesn't go away, and while you slowly get better and less sad over time, the memory of them, and the impact they had in your life never goes away, although for me, I'm glad about that. I would never want to forget her or forget the massive impact she has had in my life. Losing someone close to you is devastating beyond words. I hope, for you, that if and when you lose someone, that it doesn't happen for years and years and years, and that by that time, you will have so many fond memories of them that it will be of some support to you.
Did her passing impact you in any positive way? So sorry for your loss.
This is a good question. And, it's tough for me to answer. But, what I will say is this: I was struggling a lot before she died, with mental health issues. In all truthfulness, I too, had tried to take my own life years earlier, and my life was just in complete disarray. When she died, I probably sunk to my lowest point ever. But, something strange kind of happened to me. I started seeing things from the loved one's POV. I felt so completely defeated after she had died, and a pretty strong part of me thought there was no way I would get through it. But, I kind of started pushing through it, and I think she really made me realize that I could take my own life. But, I'm going to die soon enough, and I really asked myself what I had tried, if I had tried everything I possibly could to live my best life. I still have a lot of days where all I want is to just give in, but TBH, the death of my best friend is, in a weird way, probably one of the reasons I haven't done it yet. I know that she would want me to be living a life filled with peace, love, and happiness. She would not want the same for me. She would want me to keep trying. So, I guess the way I see it is I will keep trying and make my life better, but I bring her with me with everything I do now. And, I remember her kindness and try to implement all of her strong values in my own life. Sorry, I hope this makes sense.
Hi, sorry about your loss. How did she do it, and do you know why she did it?
Hi there. So, I don't know if it's a good idea for me to mention the specific method in which she used, as I don't want to trigger anyone. But in terms of why, she was struggling and all of a sudden, it just got too much, and she felt she couldn't find any way out. Hope this answers your question.
How was the recovery process?
I'll have to let you know once I'm there, because I'm not quite there yet. But so far, it's been challenging to say the least. But, I guess I'm slowly getting there.
This might be a hard question, but I don't mean to offend. It's been 18 months since I lost a friend too. I'm still angry about it, not as much as I was. Do you find yourself angry about it at times?
Oh God, definitely. Ask anyone in my life, there have been moments where I have just screamed and screamed, and in all honesty, I thought at one point I might not ever stop screaming. Sometimes I feel angry with the hospital, sometimes I feel angry with her family/friends, but then, it all seems to circle back to the persons I am most angry with, myself and my best friend for doing it. But then, I go through the motions. Deep down I am not angry with her, I mainly am just angry with myself because I feel I let her down as my best friend.
So sorry for your loss. Did you notice any red flags in her behavior before it happened?
Yeah, definitely. She changed a lot. Her personality changed, she lost weight, she was more different than usual. To me, she was always the same, but I think a few people noticed. Plus, she wasn't eating much either. Are you worried about possible red flags with someone you know?
Did you start to feel apathetic or even annoyed when people would tell you how sorry they were? When something pretty traumatic happened to my family a while back, and people began to find out, I felt myself getting really irritated or else just feeling empty when people would reach out to extend sympathy. I knew it was well meant, but it all felt so futile. I guess I am just wondering if it affected you that way?
I'm sorry to hear that, it's tough, so many young people have taken their lives in my town, some I knew, some were close with my friends, it's a hard mentality to get out of feeling down. The suffering of others after a loss like that is hard. One guy's mother and sister took their own lives with months to a year of him. The whole town grieved, it makes you look out for things more but sometimes it's not always obvious. I don't know if it ever gets any easier to miss people, it's those moments when something reminds you of them and it feels like that grief washes over you again.
If there was anything that you would say to her right now, what would you say?
First of all, I would fill her in on all the goss since she died, like who came to her funeral, what people said etc., tell her about the current events in the world etc. I would fill her in on her partner, and all the things that have happened since she died that I know she would find hilarious. So, that would probably take a solid few days. And then, I'd tell her how much I love and miss her, and hope that she never does anything like this again because so many people miss her.